a lot of characters, and the more characters you add, the more complicated it gets, the harder for new readers it is to pick up the book, and all these things. And so I actually consciously tried to not throw too much at people at once. And so part one of the book, the entire first 200 pages, deals with two characters. One's the artist, and I mentioned it. One's a young man who's a surgeon who's been recruited into the war. And then after that, we have a little break, and I do some other wacky things. I don't have time to talk about right now. But then I come back, and the artist character, Shalon, sits out the next section of the book, part two. And Dalinar is our main viewpoint character, along with Kaladin, the surgeon. And then Dalinar sits out part three, and Shalon comes back. And so Kaladin goes all the way through, and then we alternate between these other two major characters. And I'm gonna read to you from Dalinar's viewpoint. Oh, where'd that book go? Under the water. Under good book. Right there. I'm gonna need that. Okay. Today, King Elhokar announced, riding beneath the bright open sky, is an excellent day to kill a god, wouldn't you say? Undoubtedly, Your Majesty. Sadeas' reply was smooth and quick, and he said it with a knowing smile. One might say that gods, as a rule, should fear the elected nobility, most of us at least. Adolin gripped his reins a little more tightly. Oh, wait, this is actually from Dalinar's son's viewpoint. Adolin gripped his reins a little more tightly. It put him on edge every time that High Prince Sadeas spoke. Do we have to ride up here in front? Renarin whispered. I want to listen, Adolin replied softly. He and his brother rode near the front of the column, near the king and his high princes. Behind them extended the grand procession, 1,000 soldiers in Kholin blue, dozens of servants, even women and paladins to describe accounts of the hunt. Adolin glanced at them all as he reached his canteen. He was wearing a shard blade, and so he had been careful in grabbing the canteen lest he crush it. One's muscles reacted with increased speed, strength, and dexterity when wearing the armor, and could practice to use it correctly. Adolin was still occasionally caught by surprise, though he held this suit, inherited from his mother's side of the family, since his 16th birthday. That was now 7 years past. He turned and took a long drink of lukewarm water. Sadeas rode to the king's left, and Dalinar, Adolin's father, was a solid figure riding at the king's right. The final high prince on the hunt was Dalinar, who was the shard bearer. The king was resplendent in his golden shard plate. Of course, plate could make any man look regal. Even Sadeas looked impressive when wearing his red plate, though his bulbous face and ruddy complexion weakened the effect. Sadeas and the king flaunted their plates, and, well, perhaps Adolin did too. It had his painted blue, a few ornamentations welded onto the helm and pauldrons to give an extra look of danger. How could you not show off with wearing something as grand as shard plate? Adolin took another drink, listening to the king talk about his excitement for the hunt. Only one shard bearer in the procession, indeed only one shard bearer in the entirety of the 10 armies, used no painful ornamentations on his plate. Dalinar Kholin, Adolin's father, preferred to leave his armor in a natural state, slate gray color. Dalinar rode beside the king, his face somber. He rode with his helm tied to his saddle, exposing his square face topped by short black hair that had gone white at the temples. Few women had ever called Dalinar Kholin handsome. His nose was the wrong shape, his features blocky, rapid, and delicate. It was the face of a warrior. He rode astride a massive shaven stallion, one of the largest horses that Adolin had ever seen. And while the king and Sadeas looked regal in their armor, somehow Dalinar managed to look like a soldier. To him, the plate was not an ornament, it was a tool. He never seemed to be surprised by the strength or speed the armor lent him. It was as if, for Dalinar Kholin, wearing this plate was his natural state. It was the times without that were abnormal. Perhaps that was the reason he earned the reputation of being one of the greatest warriors and generals who had ever lived. Adolin found himself wishing, passionately, that his father would do a little more these days to live up to that reputation. He's thinking about the visions, Adolin thought, regarding his father's distant expression and troubled eyes. It happened again last night, Adolin said softly to his brother, during the high storm. I know, Renarin replied. His voice was measured and controlled. He always paused before he replied to a question, as if testing the words in his mind. Some women Adolin knew said Renarin's ways made them feel as if he were dissecting them with his mind. They'd shiver when he spoke of them. They'd shiver when they spoke of him, though Adolin had never found his younger brother the least bit discomforting. What do you think they mean? Adolin asked, speaking quietly so only Renarin could hear. Father's episodes. I don't know. to restrain him lest he hurt himself or others. He sees things, Adolin said, or he thinks he does. Adolin's grandfather had suffered from delusions. When he'd grown old, he thought that he was back in the war. Was that what happened to Dalinar? Was he reliving youthful battles days when he'd earned his renown? Or was that terrible night he saw over and over, the night when his brother had been murdered by the assassin in white? And why did he so often mention the night's raiding soon after his episodes? It made Adolin feel sick. Dalinar was the Blackthorn, a genius of the battlefield and a living legend. Together, he and his brother had reunited Alicar's warring high princes after centuries of strife. He defeated countless challengers in duels and won dozens of battles. The entire kingdom looked up to him. And now this. What did you do as a son when the man you loved, the greatest man alive, started to lose his wits? Sadeas was speaking about a recent victory. He'd won another gem heart 2 days back, and the king, it appeared, hadn't heard of it. Adolin tensed at their boast. We should move back, Bernard said. We're brave enough to be here. I don't like how you get when you're around Sadeas. You have to keep an eye on the man, Bernard, Adolin thought. He knows father is weakening. He's going to try to strike. Adolin forced himself to smile, however. He tried to be relaxed and confident for Bernard. Generally, that was difficult. He'd happily spent his entire life dueling, lounging, and courting the occasional pretty girl. Of late, however, he didn't seem content. Life didn't seem content to let him enjoy its simple pleasures. Model of courage lately, the king was saying. You've done very well in capturing gem hearts, Sadeas. You are to be commended. Thank you, Your Majesty. The competition grows unexciting, and some people don't seem interested in participating. I guess even the best weapons grow dull eventually. Dalinar, who might have once responded to the veiled slur, said nothing. Adolin gritted his teeth. It was flat out unconscionable for Sadeas to be taking shots at his father in his present state. Perhaps Adolin should offer the pompous man a challenge. You didn't duel high princes, it just wasn't done. Not unless you were ready to make a big storm of it. But maybe he was, maybe. Adolin, Bernard said warningly. Adolin looked to the side. He held out his hand as if to summon his blade. He picked up his reins from the hand and said, Stormy man, he thought, leave my father alone. Why don't we talk about the hunt, Bernard said. As usual, the young Colin rode with a straight back and perfect posture, eyes hidden behind his spectacles, a model of propriety and solidity. Aren't you excited? Bah, Adolin said. I never find hunts as interesting as everybody says they're going to be. I don't care how big the beast is. In the end, it's really just butchery. Now, dueling, that was exciting. The feel of the sharp blade in your hand, facing someone crafty, skilled, and careful. Man against man, strength against strength, mind against mind. Hunting some dumb beast that just couldn't compare to that. Maybe you should have invited Janal along, Bernard said. She wouldn't have come, Adolin said. Not after, well, you know. Rilla was very vocal yesterday. It was best to just leave. You really should have been wiser in your treatment of her, Bernard said, sounding disapproving. Adolin mumbled a non-committal reply. It wasn't his fault that his relationships often burned out quickly. Well, technically, this time it was his fault, but it wasn't usually. This was just an oddity. The king began complaining about something. Bernard and Adolin lagged behind, and Adolin couldn't hear what was being said. Let's ride up closer, Adolin said, nudging his mount forward. Bernard rolled his eyes, but followed. Great. Unite them,